Okay, here's your job today, guys. You're gonna do 5 different experiments. I'm just gonna briefly go over what you're gonna do for each one. Experiment 1, you're gonna create a rough surface and a very smooth surface, and you're gonna try to find out the difference in friction between the two. You're gonna find different materials in your buckets. I'm not saying what you should or shouldn't use. You can decide that on your own. There's also, if helpful, surfaces here for you to use. And some stations will have multiple blocks, or maybe I only put 1 block in there. There's nothing that says you have to use one or the other. One big helpful thing though, you're gonna probably get better results for everything if you at least add some weight to whatever you're pulling each time, okay? And just as an example, you can put the weight on here like this, and you can hook up the spring scale to these to pull. When you pull, try to make it smooth and steady constant speeds when you pull to get good results. All right, there's station 1. You set up your experiment. You're trying to get obvious differences between smooth and rough surfaces, and there you go. Over here at station 9 is changing the weight on purpose. You can set up the experiment how you want, and make sure you show what's happening with weight. And then over here is static versus sliding. This is probably the hardest one to explain how to do. Let me give you the way I would generally go about it. Make sure you have some weight on here for this one. And what you would do is you would hook up your spring scale, and you're gonna pull it until it starts to slide and then stop. And you're gonna try to read the number at the absolute highest number you can get before the block slides. I don't even know if I need that. So try to get the highest number before the block slides. So the highest number you can. Then you're gonna pull it smoothly and read the number as you pull it smoothly, and compare the number you get for the highest static friction to what you get with sliding friction. That number is going to be really important in understanding a few concepts, so make sure you do that carefully. Fluid friction. I just thought maybe we set up a scenario where you drop some paper flat like that, and then we could reduce the amount of fluid friction by maybe crumpling the paper up, and you could drop it from a distance that you choose and calculate the speed. There's no good way to measure the actual pull for fluid friction that I could think of, so that's an alternative. And rolling friction over here versus sliding friction, experiment 5. Colored pencils are in here. If you find them useful, you can turn them into wheels if you space them out, okay? And things could go across there as needed.